Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic was originally released for the Famicom Disk System on July 10th, 1987. And no, I'm not stating the one fun fact everyone knows about this game, and if you somehow don't know it, then you're probably going to be very confused watching this. This is a 2D platformer with one major gimmick. You can't jump on enemies to defeat them. If you try to, then nothing happens, and you just ride on top of them like they're some monster taxi service. Instead, how you defeat them is by using your big muscles to either pick them up and throw them at other enemies, or plucking vegetables out of the ground and throwing them at the monsties. It's definitely a unique way of defeating enemies, and it's what made Super Mario Bros. 2 stand out when this game got reskinned into damn it, I said the fact! Now, this game also expands on previous platformers by having some pretty varied level themes for the time. There's the usual stuff like the grasslands, skylands, deserts with quicksand and sand pits you gotta dig through to advance, one block at a time, love that, and the obligatory terrible ice levels, though with those you can do this. So I guess it's not all that bad. And you're encouraged to explore these, because they're filled with stuff like extra lives, magic lamps that'll take you to some sort of mirror dimension that contains hearts, which will increase your health for that level, red coins that you can gamble on the roulette wheel at the end of levels for lives, and useful items like the world! And you don't just explore these stages horizontally, but also vertically, which is pretty cool for the time, even if vertical scrolling isn't as smooth as horizontal. And finally, there's 4 different playable characters, and they each have different stats when it comes to jump height and plucking power, but who you decide to play as is up to personal preference. Though, world progression is tied to each character, so if you get to World 5 with one and decide you want to play as another, you gotta start from World 1 as that character. That's not a problem in the American reskin, but it's like this cause you have to beat the game with all 4 characters to get the best ending. In an 80s platformer. Yeah, just gonna look up the ending online, thanks. My last bit of nitpicking is that this game can be pretty tough towards the end, as there's fewer chances for extra lives and hearts are much more hidden, but that aside, this is actually a great early platformer, so I'm gonna give this an A rank, and we'll have to eventually see how Super Mario Bros. 2 compares.